is called the Below Ridge, and this is Eglantine Avenue. So when Belfast was heavily polluted during industrialisation, the rich merchants of Belfast would have lived in avenues like this. Either side of these avenues, these big houses have 7 or 8 bedrooms, where the rich merchants of Belfast could accommodate their big families, as well as their staff and other servants. Those rich merchant families have all died off now, but this area remains a popular area with students because of its proximity to the university, and you can cram a lot of students into some of these big houses here. So any takers for stop number 16? After stop 16, I'll be learning you how to talk proper, so if you don't want to be learning how to talk proper, this is a stop to get off at. This is stop 16 now. So the next stop is 17, along with 18 and 19. They are on the Falls Road. It's a nationalist Catholic area, and then we're going through what's called No Man's Land into the Shankill area for stops 20 and 21. So that's the more political side of the tour, and we'll be at stop 17 for agricultural land on the Falls Road in about 4 or 5 minutes. In the meantime, I will learn you how to talk proper. So is there anybody, there's nobody on board that's local? Any upstairs local? Any upstairs awake? All asleep. I'll have to do it myself then. So in Belfast we tend to finish our sentences the same way, so we do. So for this section of the tour I'll finish my sentences in that style, so I will. You might have noticed I've started already, so I have. In Belfast we describe everything as we, W-E-E. Even if it's not small, we describe it as we. So you maybe had a wee sleep last night, a wee bit of breakfast this morning. Now you're doing a wee bit of sightseeing on this wee bus with your wee tour guide. Maybe get a wee bit of lunch shortly, and then maybe a wee bit more sightseeing later on. Maybe you'll get a wee drink then, and a wee bite to eat before you get another wee sleep. So as long as you remember, just start your sentences like that, or just describe everything as we, and just finish your sentences like I am, you'll be fine, so you will. In Belfast we don't really do compliments, in fact we don't even know how to spell it. We do, however, specialise in insults. So if someone describes you later on as an Egypt, spelled E-E-J-I-T, it they think you're an idiot. Similarly, if somebody describes you as a buck Egypt, B-U-C-K, new word E-E-J-I-T, it means they think you're an uber idiot. Again, if somebody tells you later on to wind your neck in, catch yourself on, have a tit or a wit, those are all suggesting they're not particularly enjoying their line of conversation at the moment. So they're not. Wind their neck in, you buck Egypt. That's how to finish a conversation in the bar later on. Again, if somebody tells you, describes you as a head the ball, a wingnut, a space cadet, a looper, or a wee hallion, those aren't necessarily compliments. Again, if somebody describes you as great crack, spelled C-R-A-I-C, it doesn't mean they think you have a drugs habit necessarily, it just means you're good company. What's the crack? Similarly, the name of the country can even be a little bit contentious, so some folks refer to the north of Ireland, others refer to Northern Ireland, but for the duration of your stay here in Belfast, just refer to this area, this country, as Northern Ireland. N-O-R-N, new word, I-R-O-N. I went to Northern Ireland on my holidays, so they're all wee buckies, so they are. That's how you would summarise your time here in Belfast, so it is. I'll stop finishing my sentences in an annoying way, so that was only for demonstration purposes only, so it was. Now, if you look to your left, you'll see the roof of the National Stadium. That's where Northern Ireland play their home football matches. And so that's, for example, where Northern Ireland were beaten by Germany 2-0 a couple of months ago. Both goals, of course, clearly offside. That's for our German friends upstairs. The area to your right is called the Village, and it was given that nickname by American GIs here during the Second World War. There were so many American GIs here during the Second World War that in the 1941 census, 1 in 11 of the population of Northern Ireland was an American citizen. And they gave this area to your right the nickname of the village, and the nickname stuck. In there is also where, in Benburb Street, is where the singer Ruby Murray was brought up. Ruby Murray was like the Ed Sheeran of her day. She had 5 songs in the top 20 at one time, and her most well-known song was a song called Softly, Softly. Of course, these days, if somebody says they're going out for Ruby Murray, what does it mean? Curry, that's right. So I've learned you how to talk proper, and I've taught you a bit of Cockney rhyming slang as well. Excellent chewing gum for everyone. Where are you guys from? Mail? Whereabouts? What? Restaurants in the... What was it, the area where there was somebody from last week? No, it's this tour. Yeah. It was the start of this tour. Is there somebody from Preston here? You guys up from Southport? Oh, whereabouts in Mayo are you from? Do you know the Reefy Woods? You don't know the guy at Manislet? No? Yeah. Do you know? You work with Wilson? Or? Yeah, he's with Wilson. Is he not there anymore? Yeah. Is he? Right, good. He's a nice guy though. Yeah. I know him from when he worked in Clifton. He worked at the Station House in Clifton. Oh. So he's still there? I haven't seen him for a few years. Yeah, he's nice. Yeah. Pardon? He's nice. There, yeah. How many kids did they have now? Was it 2 last time I heard? Still 2. Kira and I think the second. Work there anymore then? Really? Well, you're telling me you were speaking to me. Peter. Take me photo at the end of the tour. You know me? Yeah. I haven't down to see Wilson one time. So this, round to the left here, you'll see this is another piece of public art. It is called Rise. It was done by a man called Wolfgang Buttress from Nottingham in England. It cost £400,000 to build. And this is the Falls area of West Belfast, so it is not referred to in this area as Rise. In this area it is referred to as the Balls and the Falls, or the Westicles. So this is the 5th of our 7 quarters here in Belfast. This is the Gaeltacht quarter. So in this area the Irish language is very popular. So you'll see Irish on some of the street signs, and you'll see it on some of the shops, and also quite a high percentage of the school children educated in this area are educated in using Irish as their first language. So we'll point out an Irish language speaking school to you shortly. So James Connolly was born in Edinburgh in Scotland, and then he lived here at the Falls Road where we'll be shortly for 4 years. And he moved over down to Dublin, and then he was executed for his part in the Easter Rising. So we'll point out a number of references to James Connolly shortly. As I go along this Nationalist Catholic Falls Road, I'll point out a number of murals relating to events of 1916. The events of 1916 commemorated on the murals here are the Easter Rising, and then we'll go through into the Shankill Road across the Union Shankill area. The events of 1916 commemorated on the murals there is the Battle of the Somme during the Great War.
Where are you going to? So when I was in Wilson one time, and he put me up this, it was a big sweep, there was a leak in it or something, so it was raising it up, and it was ripping. And he said, like, we're ripping a big functional tonight, can you give us a hand? So I just went down there, and I just see Wilson, and I ended up working in the kitchens, doing a shift, yeah. Yeah. Love it. You get butter in a stone, that fellow.
So if you look directly ahead, you'll see the Cake World and the O'Connor's Home Bakery, and then you'll see the equivalent then in Irish below that.
You can see it from the bus, but I think we might get right. You can get off at 17, and there's a place there, and Culture Land is good for small lunch, but that's how they are. Just stay for it.
So there on your right shortly you'll see the James Connolly Centre opened by Michael B. Higgins, the President of Ireland, a number of months ago. And then on your left you'll see an Irish language speaking school, Coersta Firsta, just on your left here. So direct ahead, this orange coloured church building that was formerly a Presbyterian church, now it is Culture Land, an Irish language and cultural centre. That's stop number 17. Just to the left, just in front of where these guys are walking, you'll see a statue that is James Connolly. And then that mural on your left, that's Pat Finucane. He was a solicitor murdered during the Troubles in 1889 until recently his son was the Lord Mayor of Belfast. Then on your left, this mural depicts Constance Markovich, another leader of the Rising. She survived the Rising when they were in the Sydney Irish Parliament, the Doyle. That's why the Doyle is on that mural back there. This is stop number 17 for Culture Land. The next stop then is stop 18, that is for the Bobby Sands Bureau, and Bobby Sands was the first of 10 hunger strikers to die in the hunger strikes in 1981, and at the time of his death he is an MP, a Member of Parliament for Fermanagh and South Tyrone. The mural is the most photographed mural in Europe, and we'll be slowing down, I'll point it out, just as we approach stop 18. The building on your right is the Royal Victoria Hospital. As I mentioned earlier, that's the first building in the world where air conditioning was installed. And sadly, during the Troubles, they developed expertise in the treatment of bomb blast injuries and gunshot wounds in that hospital. Well, a number of notable people have worked in that hospital over the years, but I think most worthy of note is a man called Frank Pantridge, and Dr. Frank Pantridge invented the portable defibrillator. So he has saved the lives of countless thousands of people who would otherwise have died as a result of a heart attack. So if you look at the street signs here to your left, you'll see the signs for the Springfield Road and the Falls Road are in both English and Irish. Again up here on the right, you'll see